Okay, good morning everybody, and here we are, trade the RBA rate statement. Okay, let's have a quick look at the notes. First of all, we've got 8 minutes to go. Preview RBA cash target rate decision due at 5:30 British Standard Time. 25 out of 28 analysts surveyed expect the RBA to keep rates on hold at the record low of 2%. This month's RBA rate decision is scheduled later, where 25 out of 28 analysts surveyed forecast the central bank to leave the official cash rate at the record low of 2%, while 3 are calling for a 25 basis point rate cut. In addition, ASX 30-day interbank cash rate futures indicate a 91% market expectation for rates to be kept on hold and suggest a likelihood of the next cut to occur in November. Roll Credit Suisse IOS price a 20% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut at today's meeting. Morning. The latest rhetoric from the central bank has supported consensus of rates to be kept on hold, with Governor Stevens suggesting a neutral bias as he stated that further cuts remain on the table, but added the monetary policy is balanced correctly for the time being, and also hinted concern regarding the long-term risks of low rates. The recent data has been somewhat mixed after building approvals for June declined by the most in 9 months, while Q2 CPI figures also missed expectations but showed an improvement from prior to post its highest reading in 6 quarters, which does dampen any urgency for the RBA to cut rates. Also, the continued weakness in the domestic currency, with Aussie dollar US dollar at a fresh 6-year low, as it tests the 7300 handle to the downside, will also be seen as favourable towards the economy and allows scope for the RBA to keep rates steady for the near term. As the central bank is widely expected to remain on hold, focus will turn to the accompanying statement for any significant jawboning of the currency or clues of a dovish policy bias, which could likely pressure Aussie dollar, while the opposite can be expected should the central bank refrain from doing so. Furthermore, market participants will also be looking ahead to the key releases from Australia later this week, with employment data on Thursday and the RBA's statement on Monday, monetary policy scheduled for Friday. Okay, so large banks and financial institutions, let's see what their comments are. Credit Suisse sees the RBA biased for additional rate cuts, citing a lack of support from the non-mining sector in easing the burden from a slowdown in mining capex. Westpac forecast the RBA to keep rates on hold into next year, citing the latest inflation data and neutral comments from RBA Governor Stevens. Commonwealth Bank of Australia sees lower potential growth in Australia, dampening the need for additional measures, citing the economy's failure to stabilise growth at the 3.25% level in the past 7 years. The ANU Centre for Applied Macromedia Analysis, RBA Shadow Board, which consists of academics, economists and former RBA board members, see a near 70% probability for rates to remain on hold in today's meeting. So the general consensus is for rates to remain on hold. We did have retail sales out this morning. Let's have a look at the figure on that, but I'm suggesting from the charts that it was a better figure. Retail sales came in at 0.7, above the expected 0.5, and trade balance came in at minus 293 billion, expected at minus 3. Okay, so we did have some trades on. Let's have a look. Aussie dollar, Euro Australian dollar is these charts seem to have frozen actually. Let's quickly refresh these. Euro Aussie we entered at 1.540 thereabouts yesterday. 1.544 I think it was. It's just currently about 40 pips up at the moment. Let's have a look. We can have the spike down there from the retail sales. Okay, so basically we re-entered this same trade again yesterday around about this price. It is starting to come down. I've locked this in now. I've moved the entry level down to the the stop loss down to the entry level ready for this announcement. It's tempting to take profit just in case, but I think if they keep rates on hold, then we should see, and we don't get jawboning from the central bank. If they don't start jawboning, saying the currency is still too high, then we should see this fall further through that 15000 level. Long Aussie dollar, a bit of a shame on this one because my original analysis was absolutely spot on, bar a few pips. I actually changed the entry level on this from my original 11040. I changed the entry level down to 1100, and you can see it came down and stopped in between the two, which is annoying because it's now doing quite well, but we'll see. But anyway, what we'll do is we've got the Euro Aussie on, so we're going to keep an eye. We'll see. We're looking to take profit when that breaks through the 1.5. If it breaks through the 1.5, which hopefully it will. And the other one that we'll keep an eye on is possibly the Aussie dollar. US dollar is having a bit of a relief rally there, as we expected. Pound Aussie. Now this is the one that I want to try. I'm going to use the strength, hopefully, in the Australian dollar to try and get into the pound Australian for a buy. So going against the Aussie fundamentals in the short term. Let's just see if I've got the pound Aussie open. There we go. So we've got pound Australian here. It's going to refresh that. So we've just got 1 minute till the rate decision. I'm not hearing anything coming out on here, so I don't know if I've got the right. I had Asia on. Should be on Asia time. There's nothing coming across the news feed here. Ah, here we go. Okay, a few seconds. A bit of a pullback. Unchanged, so they kept it. So they've kept the cash rate unchanged at 2% as expected. So Aussie dollar, Aussie. Okay, so inflation on target for the next 2 years. The economy is growing at a slower rate than the longer term average. Leaving rates unchanged is appropriate. They've not said anything about the currency being too high, which is good. Aussie dollar adjusting to declines in commodity prices. Okay, so pound Aussie I'm looking. Okay, so the Aussie dollar has refrained from any jawboning of the currency. So we're now 90 pips up on the Euro Aussie, 100 pips up on the Euro Aussie. Okay, this is the one that I've really been looking at for the last few days, waiting for this to happen basically. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Just 100 pips up. I just edged the stop loss down on this one slightly. Bring it back just above the 1.5 area, just in case we get a snap reversal here. Bring it back above. Hopefully that S1, that level now, should act as support, resistance. Okay, so fairly neutral stance there, which is all we needed there really for this to start to rally. So we've got further. Okay, so the Aussie dollar, US dollar there. So we'll be looking. This is although we're getting a rally on this. This really is an opportunity for us to sell back into the Aussie US. What we'll be looking for here is for this to rally up, and then look for candlestick patterns for they've got a neutral stance here. So what we're looking for is for it to strengthen against weaker currencies, and then for it to only momentarily strengthen against stronger currencies, and then for that to return back to its fundamental value. So we'll be looking for this to pull back up to this area confluence off of this data that's just come out. And then we'll be looking for candlestick patterns to suggest a reversal on this Aussie US. Euro Aussie, obviously, because the euro is the weaker currency there, we're seeing that the Aussie strengthen against that straight away. Same with the Aussie New Zealand as well, due to the weaker New Zealand dollar there, and also we've got employment coming out on New Zealand dollar tonight, which is expected to be worse. So this should continue to rally throughout the day. Today, just a little bit annoying that we've missed that entry price. Just goes to show with what we actually teach you is to stick with the original trading plan, and as you can see, that's a victim of my own advice there. But okay, so euro pound, okay, not really interested in that. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, we can see that strengthen as well, but there wasn't really we weren't really looking to trade that at this time. Okay, so we're in a good place on the Euro Aussie. Like I say, Aussie dollar, US dollar, that will be an opportunity for us to resell. The pound Aussie is again, and that's going to be an opportunity to resell, to rebuy. You can see this buy zone that I've got going on here. This is still very much in effect. So we'll be looking for this to dip into the 21244 area, or the 21250 area, with a stop loss below at 21180. So I'm actually going to set a pending order up on that one. Okay. So they haven't provided any clues of future monetary policy, but obviously we've got the RBA minutes on Friday, which we'll have to look out for that. Okay, so I'm going to set a buy limit on the pound Aussie for 21250. Okay, with a stop loss at 21180. And take profit of 2150, 215. So 250 pip stop, 250 pip take profit. Okay, so I've got that set up, and that's pretty well much it. Thanks very much for watching, and see you at the next news event.